Welcome to another episode of GreyFire Podcast with your host, Trey Bate, a.k.a. Trey Bate Knows Boxing.
And I am Willie Mack.
And guys, we have a very, very special guest for this last episode of Season 2, Star Brown. How you doing? So Star Brown is a journalist in the LA area and maybe possibly the Arizona area, or let's just say United States. So Star, we're very excited to have you on. How you been?
I've been good, guys. I'm so happy to be here. And just name correction, too. I'm now going to be going TV name Star Harvey.
Star Harvey. So
Yes.
how did you come up with that name?
Well, Harvey is my legal last name.
Oh,
So
okay.
I've always just gone by Brown.
Yeah.
So then, like, once everything changes over and, you know, you start signing contracts and things become legal, it's like you got to go with it. So
Thought you related to Steve Harvey.
No.
That's what he told me.
Uncle.
No.
Uncle Steve.
No.
So listen, I got a question for y'all. Check this out. Can a homeless man be charged with? Look, let's just say this. Can a homeless man get house arrest? Is that possible? Well, is it possible?
I'm sorry,
Answer
man.
the question because you know this stuff. Is it possible for a homeless man to receive home arrest or house arrest?
I wouldn't be surprised. I drove around Skid Row a couple of days ago and
Where'd you doing that?
dropping somebody off. Apparently, my boy's bracelet was going off. I'm like, what's that? Oh, I got to get back to my, I got something going on, and I can't go this far. Just let me out right here. So I'm thinking that could be a possibility, man. I'm not sure. What makes you ask that, man?
Bro, because I don't know, I was just thinking about it. Like, if you think about it, like how house arrest, like they go put the like think about like the monitors, they'll put it on his ankle and like where dude is limited.
Man,
Where the hell can he go?
One car box.
Like where's it gonna be? Like on Vermont?
One cardboard box at a time. You can't go no further.
So for those who don't know Star, let's tell them a little bit about you.
Yeah.
Born and raised in L.A.
Born and raised. I'm a Valley girl.
Valley.
So, yes. Born and raised Granada Hills.
Granada Hills.
Yeah.
Shout out to Granada Hills if you guys are from there.
Yes.
I don't
For
know
anyone
what's
who
out
doesn't
there.
know where that's at, that's like 5 minutes away from Northridge, like the San Fernando Valley.
Okay.
Pretty much,
Yeah. Off the what? 101?
That 118.
118, 101 area.
Yeah, you know who.
No.
405. No?
No,
I'll
it's
get you lost then.
It's the 118.
118, that's
Yeah.
Granada Hills? Oh, my bad.
That's the valley, San Fernando Valley.
So you're about to graduate, is that right?
Yes, I am due to graduate. I've been counting down, guys. I have 8 weeks.
8 weeks.
Yes, 8 weeks. Actually, 8 weeks and 5 days until
Getting
I graduate.
masters?
Yes, I am going for a master's. I am done with my bachelor's in May. And then I'm going to actually take a year off.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back for meteorology. So, your local weather girl. I'm going to be a scientist,
dope.
guys. Scientist. Okay.
I hope you're accurate with this weather because you just like you said to me.
Listen, I was downstairs trying to tell you. You never know. LA's tricky. Trust me. Okay?
Speaking of weather, is the Earth flat? You think the Earth? Do you think the Earth is flat?
Absolutely not.
No.
No.
Why?
Because.
Because it rains.
No,
No,
no.
that doesn't make sense. I don't know. Will, is the Earth flat? You tell me.
I don't think so. I think it's round like they teach in geography class.
Around like the acid should be.
I think gravity has something to do with the Earth being the way it is. I'm not sure.
So what is your current major?
My current major is journalism with an emphasis on broadcast. And
Okay.
I'm actually double majoring. I'm also doing a major in communication studies.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what got you into that? What created that interest? Did you always want to be, I guess, a reporter or
I
a
did.
journalist?
It's so funny because I remember growing up, like I was that kid that loved watching the news in the morning. Like
Yeah.
before school, like I don't know if it was just a thing in my house. I'm sure it was. To where we always had the news on. And it's like, I think my mom was just using it for the time. Like, okay, it's time
Yeah.
to get out the house, time
That's
to go,
true,
time to
though.
go.
That's true.
But
That's a good way to think about
yeah,
it.
as a kid, I picked up on it. And I would sit there and I would watch the news and I'm like, yo, that's what I want to do when I get older. You know?
Okay. Is fake news real?
No comment.
That's
no
a good
comment.
one. That's a good one.
Wow.
Yeah, I just thought that.
That's a good one.
Yeah, all news. All news is news.
But is fake news real?
What's fake news? What's
That's a
fake?
good
Define
question.
fake.
Fake. That's a great question. Like,
Rick Ross.
oh, yeah. Because a lot of people are debating about that. They've been saying that whole story is kind of fabricated in one way or another. Because about, like the time that he got out of the hospital, and
Yeah.
like even like a lot of hospitals or nurses are saying that there was no way that the hospital would have let him out in 6 days with his condition. But that's a whole nother.
Yeah, I'm not here for entertainment. Like, it does nothing for me. So
that's some complex daily struggle stuff.
For them.
So you've been on the grind. How many networks have you been on? Currently, you're on ABC, right?
Yes, I'm currently with ABC7. Shout out to them. I love my job. I've worked at a few local stations. I've done a few syndicated shows on my campus. I've done SCTV. I've done LA Channel 36, Matador News, Valley View News. Yeah. So a few stations in the Valley.
Okay.
88.5 radio. And radio too.
You ever thought about doing podcasts or actually being in radio?
Yes. I have a few friends that are in it. So I've had the opportunity to go and sit and watch, which is literally, this happened maybe I would say like a few months ago. And I was like, I just got like this crazy overwhelming feeling to where I'm like, this is my purpose. Like watching her do her thing, I'm like, this is where it's at. This is what I'm supposed to be doing.
That's true. And it's crazy because 2018 is like a lot of people starting to realize, especially, like us, not millennials, but the people, majority of us who are over 30 or who made it to 30, like we have like a whole different mindset now.
Yeah.
It's like a brand new realization overall.
Absolutely.
That's crazy.
Absolutely.
So in terms of reporting, what do you determine what's important? Or how do you determine what's important?
Personally, I have like an interest. Like what gets me going is like those personal stories, those stories that don't get told.
Yeah, that's true.
What you're going to see on the news is you're going to flip the channel and you're going to see most likely the same thing on every single channel. Like that's not. True. I'm going to do that, but that's not what gets me going.
But why does that happen, though, as far as the news? Like, why do they run, like, the same story? Sometimes it's not even complete.
I'm going to say ratings. You flip the channel.
So it's like a race for whoever's first, or...
In my opinion, yeah. It's like you're going to turn to channel 2, and, they're going to be at this big fire or this, terrorist thing going on, and then you're going to channel 7... the people that tune in over there at Channel 11, it's like, why isn't that on our station,
Gosh.
So.
Hey, I got a question about, last year they had the hurricane in Florida, man, and there was a few of those newscasters from CNN that was like, hold on, I'm going to hold myself together, but the wind is kicking in.
Yes.
Do you see yourself doing something like that for your station?
Real. I've been in that situation before. Yes, I've done some shadowing with some of our reporters, and I have been standing on the middle of the 10 freeway, standing on the middle of the 5 when there's traffic collisions. Big rigs rolled over and it is pouring down raining.
Wow.
So I've been in that situation before, and I'm like, I don't want to get my hair wet, but it's work, and the wind's blowing and the cars are speeding on the freeway. But when I'm in that element, that's not what's crossing my mind. I'm like, I have a passion for this. I love doing this. Yeah. I don't even think about it till after the fact. I'm like, I look a hot mess, but I got my job done.
So is that the most uncomfortable thing that you've experienced, on or working or reporting? Most
uncomfortable? No, I would have to say before going into news and before going into reporting, I had never seen a dead body before, ever. I had never seen a dead body. I would say I see them about several every other night.
Have you gotten used to it now?
I would say not used to it. Definitely not used to it. There's this, oh my gosh, up in Garden Grove, there just last night, there was a family of 4 found dead up there in their van, a homeless family. And, there was no signs of trauma, but they're thinking it's like monoxide poisoning. And so for me, it's like, I have a kid, and to know that there's 2 small kids that, passed away that way, I don't think I could ever get used to that. It was sad.
That's pretty messed up.
Yeah.
Damn. Wow. Dead bodies everywhere.
Yeah, I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, wait, let me gather myself. What is this?
Yeah.
So it was real tricky.
It's like easy to where you like, it's a dead body, let's go to lunches.
Right? No, I've learned to just leave it at work. Work is work. And, while I'm there, it's like I got to get through it. But, I do not take it out the door. So.
That's very true.
That's
the best way to do it.
Yeah.
If you could interview anyone, dead or alive, who would it be? One person.
Oh, my goodness.
And why?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I would probably... let me just not be inappropriate.
No, anybody. No. Go ahead. Listen. This is GreyFire. You say whatever. You can say whatever you want.
Oh my gosh. Hey, Mr. President. I guess I would say Obama.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Donald Trump.
No.
I say, okay, well.
No.
It's all good.
No.
Taking a big
President.
risk.
You forgot your hat.
President Obama.
You left your hat at home. But
Absolutely not. No. President Obama. And then next in line would definitely be Beyonce.
I swear, that's the first. Like, that's the choice that I thought you were going to pick first.
No, she's second. She's second to
What would you
Obama.
say to Beyonce? What would be the first question that you would ask her?
I don't even know. Like, it was, I don't know. Like, I'm not one to get starstruck. Like, I see people come in and out my job, like, all day. But it's just something about Beyonce. I don't know. Like, maybe just to be just in her presence. Like, I'm like, I don't know what I would ask her.
What would you ask Obama? Where the weed at?
Right? I don't know. I would want to know about Michelle. Like, she's definitely, like, she's a woman on fire. So how do you make that work? How do you keep that woman happy? Like, what's that like?
I know what I'll ask Obama.
What's that like?
Why your daughter's out there partying so hard? Did the White House ever teach you anything?
Listen, Melania is off the chain.
She's twerking on the stairs.
Got that ping popping. I don't know.
I am done. I'm done. I can't.
So let's go into something a little bit different. I noticed that you're a fitness enthusiast. You work out quite often. As a matter of fact, how often do you work out?
Oh, I would say recently, because things have gotten real tricky since taking this new position at ABC. I've taken off literally about 3 months. But prior to that, I'm at the gym 3, 4, 5 days a week. Like,
So do you notice a difference as far as the way you feel?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Like, I feel like not sluggish, but it's just like there's a feeling. So I'm like, I don't feel normal. I don't feel regular.
Your temper,
but I'm like,
is it like a little bit less or more?
My what?
Like as far as like your temper, like do you get more angry at things, or is it easier for you to get angry at certain things, based on the fact that you have worked out?
I would say because definitely like fitness for me, it's not just about like, just working out.
The physical
it's
part.
Literally, it's like mental too. Like,
Yeah.
it's become like, that's my outlet. That's what I love to do. So I would definitely say that like without working out, like I have a difference in like my temperament. Like,
absolutely.
Absolutely. So I'm a lot less calm.
So let's talk about family real quick. Matter of fact, another question for you guys. What's the difference between family and relatives? Something to think about. Is there a difference?
I think so.
Oh, absolutely. Like,
So I guess we'll go around the table. What is family? Will.
Family and relatives. Oh, that's easy. I got plenty of those in my family and relatives. A family is somebody that you can like really go function with at all costs. It doesn't matter if it's rain, snow, earthquake, or whatever. You're going to go see that family.
This nigga said earthquake.
A relative is somebody that is family, but they're not as close as being family. Relatives is like a friend, but a extension of you a little bit. So personally, I prefer to hang out with my family over relatives, if that makes sense, because I trust my family more than relatives. Relatives is pretty much anybody that's part of the family that you don't really function with like that. He could be a stranger, just be quite honest with you. So if I got cousins that I don't really mess with like that, and there's like 20,000 of cousins I just don't really talk to you like that, you're a relative. You're not a family, you're a relative until we get to know each other as family basis. So to me, I think there's a difference between family and relatives.
So why don't you talk to your cousins? Because they're gangbangers?
Yeah, you got your thugs. I don't want to affiliate myself with you guys, but in reality, I'm just busy. I'm busy, so I want to keep my closest ones, close.
So what would you say the difference is, if there is a difference?
For me, it's tough. Like, I'm like, do I even have relatives? Like, to me, like, blood has always been thicker than water for me. Like, my family is like my rock. Like, cousins, aunties, like, we roll. Like, beef, no beef, like, we still there. We still tight.
Stick together.
And to me, there is a difference. Like, I have friends that are family, but they're not like my family. Like, I know people that are like, oh, like a family member could be a friend or blah, blah. Like, I feel you, but like for me, like, there's like family, and then there's like, you got that outside like circle family. So
do we choose family? Because the thing is, I would say the difference is, or to some extent, family you do choose. And I think relatives are just blood members. or blood family members. You get what I'm saying? So relatives are a little bit different. I think family is more, what's the word? I guess it's a little more detailed, or it's a little bit more, I guess you have a better connection with family.
Yeah.
Or if you would consider them family, you have a better connection with them. Relatives are kind of like associates to some extent.
Yeah.
But they're blood related.
Yeah.
That's kind of, I don't know if that makes sense.
blood friends.
So now you gangbanging. Look at this guy.
No, I don't do that stuff.
You out of control.
Time to go. I cannot be associated, okay?
Not me.
So did you create the term Mamarazzi?
Yep.
Let's tell the world what that is or what that means.
Mamarazzi. I literally am like hashtag boss mommy, hashtag boy mom. Like, Bryce is my life. Like, that little boy right there. And I say it all the time to anyone that knows me, like, and has been watching my, like, journey. Like, light switch went on, like, 5 years ago once I had that kid. I mean, life was great before him, but, like, life is, like, exceptional, like, after him. Or
did you let him
while
know
he's
he
here.
owes me $7? The other day we were shooting dice in the park.
Listen.
He grabbed it. He was gone. I'm like, man, I can't do
You're
all
going to have to
this.
talk to
Not
him
in the
about
rain.
that, okay? You're going to have to talk to him about. He's tight with his money, too. He don't play no games.
I like him
but-
already.
Right?
Like my money.
Yeah, because you cheat.
My guy.
Yeah, no, Mamarazzi, Bryce is like my number one motivating factor. Like, he's the reason, absolute reason for where I'm at now, the path that I'm on, where I'm going, the new goals that I've had. It's like the moment I had a baby, a little boy, I'm like, life is real.
Yeah, because it's not,
So-
I mean, in the sense, like I've told these guys the same thing. It's like, once you have a child, it's not about you anymore.
No.
Like, for sure. And that's what a lot of people
Yeah.
in this generation don't get.
Yeah.
Once you have that child, it ain't about you no more.
Yeah.
It's not. It's really not.
It's not, but then you also got to remember, because I get asked that a lot. A lot of
Yeah.
people ask me, like, how do you balance the two? Like, we see you still do you, but at the same time, like, we see you as a mom,
Yeah.
you know? And it's finding that balance, you know? Like, it's definitely not about me, like, for sure. It's like everything that I'm doing is for that kid.
Absolutely.
But then it's like, all right, I be having my minutes where I'll be like, let me just step away because Bryce is a hot mess. So I'm like, balance. You got to find things that, like, make you happy, like working out. Like, that's my outlet, you know?
Yeah.
I do like to travel. I do like to, you know, go and dance and get all dressed up and to go sit and just have dinner and come back home
Absolutely.
2 hours
Lounge out
later.
and relax.
But yeah, no, it's having an equal and healthy balance, like,
Yeah.
to both parts. Absolutely.
So he's a very talented dancer. So when did you know that was his
Yes.
craft?
Whoo, Bryce. And it sounds crazy because, like, I've met people that are like, yeah, I've been dancing since I was like 2 months old. I'm like,
telling you,
what?
it's a craft.
If you don't
It
knock
comes
it
with you.
off, if you
Yeah.
don't knock it all the way off, until I had a kid that's been dancing since he was literally about, I want to say, like 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what it was at that point. Obviously, I had videos. I'm a Mamarazzi, so I
Absolutely.
record everything, like everything.
Speaking of, matter of fact, why don't you give the the audience his handle or handles? How many
Yes,
handles does he have?
he has one handle now. We had to bring it down. He does also have a hashtag.
To bring it down.
My boy,
He get too
popular,
big, man.
boy.
You're
Will
right.
Smith, watch out, Jay.
No, with his agency and his management team, they're like, yo, we need to have one space to find
Yeah,
him.
minimize it, yeah.
Yes. So it is at B for Bryce Official.
Y'all heard that, right?
Yes.
You heard?
And that's
Okay.
that's also hashtag B for Bryce Official.
Okay, nice. So, what message, let's say, as far as, like the young ladies growing up, because we talked about that, and you watched the last episode, some of them are they're a little out of control. So what advice would you have for them as far as, following their goals, or at least finding their goals, or finding out what they're good at?
I would say literally, like, what moves you? That impossible thing. You know how many people told me, like, you want to do what? You want to be on TV? You want to be a news reporter? Like, half of the people are like, that's not even a real job. You don't even have to go to school for that. Or it's like, that's impossible. No, you're not going to be on primetime news on my TV in my living room.
They say the same thing about, me with being a boxing trainer. How do you make money?
Right.
Okay.
Exactly. And
I'll keep it to myself.
you just do it. It's find what moves you, like nothing else. Like, before this, like I said, I've had the jobs that made me crazy money. Yeah. And it's like, still there was something missing.
Yeah,
so
we
it's
discussed that too. Like, when I guess it's just the overall realization of understanding that happiness is way more important, or peace. Yeah, it was peace. That's the word that I used. Peace is more valuable than money. And it was a time like where I was telling them, like, dude, like, fuck money. Like, not like in a negative way, but I'm like, just a realization of knowing that money is not as powerful as I thought it was. Peace is.
Yeah.
Peace is way more powerful than that.
Absolutely.
I mean, it completely changed everything. Then that's when the money starts to flow a lot better.
Yes.
When you're not so focused on it,
Yes.
you focus on, peace.
Yeah.
It's the most important thing.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
That's one of my biggest fears is to be
Broke.
broke. Seriously, it really is. No, but living paycheck to paycheck. That's my biggest fear, living paycheck to paycheck. Because guess what? My focus is on I got to make money instead of chilling back, being happy, and let the money flow to me. And I'm like, oh man, I just got paid today. I didn't even know that. That's to me. I don't know. That's the best feeling in the world. Is like forgetting you just got paid today. That's me sometimes. So
I'm not there
that.
yet.
It's a blessing from above.
No, honestly, I've had that a couple of times where I thought honestly I would hold cause with me I get paid every week, but it's we input or we what do you call it? We provide the invoice first. So it's times where I would forget 2 weeks in a row damn, I didn't even submit this something.
Yeah.
When I submit, it's okay, yeah, it's just gonna flow straight into my bank account. It's pretty damn dope. So do you have any questions for Will?
Why I got to for Messi?
No. I mean overall, yeah. For
yeah.
Axe away. It's GreyFire.
So I want to know where you guys see yourself at long term. What are your goals? What are your goals with GreyFire? where's GreyFire going to be at in the next few months or a year?
Next few months, hopefully start season 3. We're making a ton of changes, not a ton, but a couple of changes that you'll see visually. And we're going to be adding a couple of new segments to make the show, a little bit more exciting. Because, towards the end of this season, it really started, sparking up. It's been fire everywhere. So, of course, possibly there's a couple of networks coming up. 3 major ones is Revolt TV, of course, that's Diddy, Complex, and Laugh Out Loud Network. So either one of those, we create the material, we come up with the concepts, we keep on recording.
Okay.
If they find interest in us, which I believe in. I'm very optimistic, so I think they will, pick us up someday. That's a possibility, or just kind of an independent thing.
Okay.
Either that. As far as GreyFire, even with this party that we're going to be hosting on the 24th, that's another way to kind of. Yeah, exactly. Either way, it's going to be pretty dope because it's a pretty big. It's the White House, so
I think Obama got
it. So overall, just as far as I'll say within the next couple of months, because we're hustling, we're investing investing our time, investing the money the right way. So, who knows?
And try to, I'm gonna continue off of that.
Yeah.
If you would ask anybody that knew us for 10, 15, 20 years, you'd probably be like, these guys going to have a podcast. We
That's
don't
very
believe
true.
that, you know what I mean? So it's back to what you was talking about a few minutes ago, when someone throws that wall, hey, these guys can't do this, and we're doing it, and we're putting all our fun on hold to make this show as fire as possible every week.
Yeah.
It just shows dedication between Trey Bate and myself that every single week, no matter what it is, rain, snow, or shine, we'll be here and do our very best to where we are noticed, and those networks be like, man, you know what, these guys don't care. We got to have them. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for an opportunity for big people to look at us. Even if it takes 1 day, 2 weeks, 1 year, we're still going to go after it. We don't care.
Yeah, because the most important thing is good content. It's not even about the numbers. I could care less about the likes or the followers, subscribers. That's going to happen regardless.
Right.
But if you put out good content, somebody's going to see it. It could just be a normal person that might see it.
Right.
They share it, and then it blows up, and it goes anywhere and everywhere.
So let me ask you this then. I am notorious sometimes for sitting and...
Shut your...
I'm gonna need for you to get it together.
My bad. No, I don't know why. I don't know why.
Rude. No. Notorious for sitting and watching podcasts sometimes, and there's a million of them out there. What makes yours different? What sets yours apart? What's your thing?
Boxing, fitness, sociology, and a whole lot of bullshit.
A whole lot of it.
So I would say the thing is with Will's very knowledgeable in a lot of different areas. I definitely am too. And the thing about it, as far as let's just talk about boxing for a second. As far as boxing is concerned, there's not that many people who can explain boxing the way that I can as a boxing analyst as well. So that's something that we incorporate into the show as well. So it's we have a lot of different dynamics, and I'd say overall, I guess just to answer your question, is just the chemistry between us.
Okay.
The chemistry between us, and we literally talk. I have to talk to this. I got to call this dude. I can't stand him, but I got to call him every single day.
No,
I
romance.
hate this guy.
I want somebody I could call every day.
What about your friends? Because he likes a couple of your friends. Which one?
Hey, wait a minute, boy.
I'm about to start throwing their handles out there. Hey, girl.
I'm a Virgo, lady. So.
He's a good guy. I've known him for years.
Matter of fact, how do we all meet?
Of
course, through Jerry.
Big Jerry. We love Jerry.
Yeah. Damn. Well, what was I talking about?
How we all met. We met through
No,
Jerry.
but right before that.
Oh, before that, we were talking about just the chemistry and just...
yeah, because you asked the question. I mean, I've watched podcasts. I monitor the shit out of them because, I pay attention to the competition. There's a lot of people who are not as interesting. They're not as entertaining. Not at all. So, I mean, like, we don't compare ourselves to other podcasts. If anything, we look at shows like, I don't know if you guys heard of Corey Holcomb. He's a comedian. Well, a lot of you guys know him. So, like, he has a show called 5150. Compare ourselves to that. The Breakfast Club, everybody knows that. Yeah. So it's like, these leaders, as far as entertainment and as far as, radio, that's what we focus on.
Okay.
Not necessarily competing, but, we watch them and we see how we can, elevate ourselves through, visualizing what they might visualize. Or, like, watching certain things that they do. And it's like, how did they come up with this? Not like we're copying. I can't be Charlamagne. That dude's crazy. He's amazing. Dude is amazing, but like we can never be that, but we can be us,
Right, absolutely. And so you guys are both from LA, Los Angeles?
Yeah, born and raised.
Yeah, what part?
Me, Mid-City, LA.
Like in the Hawthorne, South Bay area.
Oh, so y'all not from the hood.
Well, I'm Bryce. I'm South Central too, but I don't like from that side though.
Okay. No, and I asked that question just because, like, I see you guys, I see in front of me like two black men out here, chasing your dreams just as well as me, and
Absolutely.
you guys are actually doing it. It's like you've taken the steps and you're here, like you've manifested and we're actually here. And so for me, I'm like, in my head, I'm always like, when people ask, like, how? I'm like, you just do it. You just step out and you just go for it. You just do it. So, like, what type of advice would you guys offer any other, like, because I'm here for, like, my black men, like... Absolutely. Like, what advice do you offer for any other black men that are like, I come from this, or, I come from this struggle, or I come from this neighborhood, and this and that, and it's like, they want to make that change. They want to be successful. They want to step out into doing their own thing and being something, What does that look like? What advice would you throw out there?
The first thing I notice is that for a lot of black men who are not as focused, they'll create an excuse, or they'll have, it won't have to be an excuse, but it might be something real, but overall it's an excuse. So what I'll say to that is, so what? So what? Literally, like, you get to wake up the next day. If you're able to wake up the next day, that's another opportunity.
Right.
It's as simple as that. And when it comes down to this, it's kind of like, we said this over and over and over, but it's like, we all remember that one kid that could draw in class. And we always tried to do what they did, but we just couldn't do it. We're just unsuccessful. Yeah. So you notice that growing up now, it's like, it's kind of like with Bryce. It's like you grow, like you're born with the craft. Yeah. That child that knew how to draw, was born with that craft.
Exactly.
And as far as the whole radio, even being on camera, like, I do shoots with, like, a whole bunch of fitness shoots, stuff like that. Yeah. Actually, they created the category of a boxing fitness model because of me, which is the weirdest. I thought it was weird. People said that's fruity, but
I like it.
It's pretty damn cool. So I'm able to do that, but I never saw myself being in front of the camera at all, especially something like this on this level. Yeah. So what would I say to them? I would say it's kind of like what you said, like, find that thing, but it's like, how do you get them up to actually do it? How do you get them to actually physically, if not mentally, apply it? I'll say just start something. Start something to see where it goes. And another thing, like, a lot of people are so focused on likes. Don't worry about the numbers.
Absolutely
just focus on creating good content. That's what I could say. And the thing is, so I guess overall I would say create. Yeah. Create as much as you can. Yeah. That's it. Because, we live in a world to where there's a lot more opportunities than it was in 1999.
Oh, absolutely.
Way more. As far as even cell phones, there's ways you can actually, let's say you want to start a podcast, you can start a podcast on your phone. Yeah. Let me provide that Anchor app, the Anchor app, where you can actually get that. You can buy a really, really nice microphone for your iPhone. Yeah. For sure. And they make some pretty good. Oh yeah, we got it here. They make some really good portable condenser mics, and you can make something happen with that. So if there's a will, there's a way. Yeah. Just do it. Do it. That's what I can say. Yeah. What about you?
Man, so many, man. I always say, never worry about people around you. Don't worry about what they're doing better than you or worse than you. And your biggest competition is no one that's in front of you other than a guy or a lady that you're looking at in the mirror. If you could compete with yourself from yesterday, and I said this on season 1, if you're better today than the person you was yesterday, you're progressing. If the person from yesterday is better than you today, you're regressing.
That's
and
true.
for me, I cannot be complacent and be like, well, I remember those days where I was killing it. I don't remember that day. I want to keep that day going. That's been my biggest secret to succeeding in life. And I didn't come from a rich home or a poor home. I just came from a normal home.
Yeah.
And when I drive around, I see a lot of kids kind of quote-unquote a product of their environment. They want to be something that they see in front of them instead of being their own man or own gal. So my advice to you guys is, especially if you're stuck in a rut and we know rent and prices is going up and you're kind of like stuck on where should I go next, never feel stuck. Anytime, any place, have 4 avenues of directions.
Yeah, that's true.
And if 2 of those close, you got 2 more opportunities to go there.
They create 2 more.
So you realize that, you study that platform and be better than anybody that you could imagine. And just like I said, have that Kobe mentality, have the Mamba mentality, and no one could stop you other than the man above or yourself.
Yeah.
And if you have that mindset that only the man above or yourself can stop you, then you should be where you're at right now, which is where we all at today. So that's, we have a purpose in life.
That's definitely true.
Big time.
I mean, so for the most part, if you got cornrows, that means that your life is going backwards.
Yeah.
So make sure if you got cornrows, get rid of that.
Wait.
B2K lover?
I happen to love me some cornrows.
In 2000.
Not
On a girl or?
Oh, on a girl. Like on a
of course.
woman.
No,
Okay.
no, my bad. Let me correct that.
I was like, first of all, I was about to go get some tomorrow.
Nah, girl.
On a
RG3
man.
looking ass. No, I mean like on girls, you know, it's pretty nice, especially with the baby hairs.
Woot.
But I know it's like, you know, they got the caps.
Baby hairs are for babies.
The
Sorry,
caps.
no.
What
Yeah.
they call it? The hair hats with the glue and the.
Oh, a
What they call
frontal.
Front lace?
Yeah, there we go. With the baby waves, right? That's what they do.
Those
Right?
are tricky. How do men feel about those things?
That's a
I
good
need
question.
to know.
Listen,
Because I was thinking about
you
getting
about
me
to
one.
open up a whole new bucket of chili. I'll say, man, we talked about it last week. I mean, it kind of goes into the whole sex doll thing. And it's like, if the sex doll, I mean, they got wigs, they got fake lips, they got all that. If a human being has the same thing, then what's the difference? And especially your personality shit. So, you know, that's what it goes. That's what it kind of falls into. And that's why the whole sex doll thing, when they brought it out on Instagram, you wouldn't believe how many, let's talk about that for a second. You wouldn't believe how many pages erupted from that. Like these secret pages that was like in Germany and all this stuff where you can actually order that stuff. So I'm like, the reason why people are so, or why it's so acceptable now, I mean, think about it, 5 years ago, no way. The reason why it's now acceptable is because majority of, not to get on women, but majority of women are not original. Let's just say
Absolutely.
that. So as far as, you know, fake ass and all that stuff, I mean, women, it comes with a cost. When you hit that wall, you're going to stick to it, you're going to slide down real slow, and it's going to be because of that, you know, butt juice.
Oh, no.
And expect people to come and lick it up.
Oh, no. I do not know him, ladies. I do
He will
not.
I'm out.
He'll be the worst. So listen, if you had a friend that you could hook Will up with, who would it be?
Are you kidding me?
Well, you just said you eat the groceries.
He
just
a good
implied
advertisement,
that. And I have a few friends. What do you like, Will?
Ass.
Fake or real, or you don't care?
Well, I never had a fake ass before as far as like dating a girl with a fake ass.
Have you ever felt a fake one before?
Man, at the strip club.
I mean, at a strip club,
Yeah.
yeah.
And does it matter? Because I will hear guys say like, oh, like, yeah, natural this, natural that. And then I'll be like, you're walking down the
Yeah.
street
From my experience, that
with...
shit is heavy.
My hand, hair, or booty and went the other way.
Ooh.
This dude.
Just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to put
Nah, but I
that
noticed it's hard. Like it's actually kind of heavy.
there.
Yeah.
It's like lifting weights.
It's heavier than like a natural jiggly, you know.
Yeah.
Not jiggly, but, you know, firm glute.
The more authentic, the better. I'm a big girl.
That's for sure.
Well, I have a best friend, and she's real natural, and she's real beautiful.
Oh.
Shout out to Ricky.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Wait a minute. We opened up a can of worms. Those worms coming out. Those worms. those worms coming out. We're gonna save this for season.
Listen, guys. We gonna get through this. We gonna get
through
3.
Get her in here. It could be like a little dating, a little.
Wait a minute.
Knock it off.
Who do you got from my good friend Trey Bate?
Man, listen. I'm working right now.
We're single men around here.
I'm focused
Trey,
on.
I got all the news bays. Okay. All of them. I know them all.
Will they be on for season 3?
Yes. Let's talk about it.
All right. So, guys, this has been another episode of GreyFire Podcast with your host, Trey Bate, a.k.a. Trey Bate Knows Boxing.
And yours truly, Willie Mack.
And our very, very special guest, journalist, Star Harvey.
Yes.
All right. We'll see you next season.
Goodbye.